Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video. Today we will be reviewing the third browser in the reviewing browser series, which is Microsoft Edge, which comes pre-installed with Windows 10 and 11. So, should you just install another browser or should you stick with Microsoft Edge? Let's find out. So to start with, news. Instantly I load up the browser and I get this news page. I'm not going to go into the news because I'm not someone who cares about the news. And here you've got these widgets, and you've also got Copilot on the side, which you can actually help you. Like if you're in the middle of something, you task AI. Okay, you've also got your favorites bar, where you can also press the start to add to your favorites, and you can also turn on vertical tabs. So if you don't like your tabs being on top here, you can just enable it here. However, I prefer to keep my tabs on top. So far this is very beginner friendly, and let's go into some of the further features that Microsoft Edge can offer. So now for the most important part of any browser, their settings. Now immediately this looks very neat. This looks very easy to use as well. And I can easily go to wherever I need to without having to scroll down for 5 million years like Opera and Opera GX. So, your profile, this is just your profile, like your Microsoft account. You got your privacy search and settings, so you can customize this. You got your appearance, I've already picked the color. You can also enable a sidebar. You can also customize your start, home, and new tab page. You can also copy and paste information, which is basically Windows shortcuts. I have no clue why that's there. You can also customize your cookies, permissions, and set as your default browser. You can also set your language. I've set my preferred languages to English. Your downloads, accessibility. You can customize your system and performance. Family safety if you've got like a child. Printers, phone and other devices, and you can reset settings, which I will not be doing. So very neat and very easy to use, and I find that very beginner friendly, very simplistic, and I really like how it's formatted. So now it's time to move on to something which I really like. In 3, 2, 1, right now. Okay, Microsoft Rewards. This is something very creative by Microsoft, and I've never seen any other browser do something like this. What Microsoft Rewards is, you can search with Bing, use Microsoft Edge as your browser, or even just purchase from the Microsoft Store, and with this, you can redeem your points for Game Passes. You can also use them for donations. There's a lot of things that you can use your points with, and there's also different levels. I'll let you read this in your own time. So it's something very creative to get people to use the browser. But me, it's not put me into the browser yet, has it? Now, Microsoft Edge is very easy to use. It's like your everyday browser. And it's also very fast. Okay, yeah, there's no shaders, there's no cleaner, there's no limiters or stuff like that. That's more advanced from like Opera GX. But it's very beginner friendly and it's very easy to use. Like for example, if I want to search for Google Chrome, like look how fast it is, and the UI is like, not the UI, but when you search, it takes you to Microsoft Bing, and it's very neat. Search, Copilot, videos, images, maps. I don't know how you can check maps. And for images, it takes you to a different page, which I don't think I really like, but it's obviously up to you. And so it's very easy to use, and it's also very beginner friendly, which is something that's very good about Microsoft Edge. Now, some other things with Microsoft Edge. You've got your temperature. At this point, nearly every browser has this, and your location. And with Microsoft Edge, you have Microsoft 365, and you have your page settings, which you can customize. I don't know if you guys can see it. You have a full page, partial view, headings for the news, which if you want to actually remove, I'll show you how right now. Okay, so the way to do it is settings. You go to page settings, and then you go to show content, and then you'll see show feed. You want to turn that off, and now it's off, and now you get a good view of whatever your background is. Actually, this looks pretty nice. Hold on, how do I get this? Microsoft Edge is very smooth with usage. It is pretty fast, and on top of that, there's a lot of customization which you can do with it, which is actually pretty amazing, if you ask me. And it's very easy to use. Like, for someone who has never used a computer before, it looks like it will be very easy for them to be able to get used to Microsoft Edge, or any browser in particular, after like maybe a few days or weeks or months of usage, which is very generous of Microsoft, I must say. And it's very simplistic. I'm not overwhelmed with 5 million features at once, and that's what I really like about Microsoft Edge. I used to use this browser when I was younger, and I didn't really like it. Now with Microsoft Rewards and everything, it's actually become a good browser, and I would highly recommend this browser to people who are, people who look for simplicity, people who are looking for, Microsoft Rewards. I'd highly recommend this browser. But for gamers, stick to Opera GX. I hope this video has benefited you, and I hope to see you for another one. Goodbye.